FX Nation, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. And in this video guys, what I want to do is I want to talk about something that I get asked on a lot. And the question is simply this: do I use support and resistance in my trading? Do I use it at all to trade with? Is that something that can be part of this strategy? The answer to that will surprise you. So without further ado guys, let's get this video started. Alright guys, so before we get this video started, if you like this type of content guys, please give me a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Let me know that you support this type of content so I can keep making it for you guys. So the question is, do I use support and resistance in my trading? The answer is yes, I do. But it's not the kind of support and resistance that you may be thinking about. Alright, let me show you why. So if you guys do not know about our indicators, obviously all you have to do is search indicators here on TradingView and just type in FXN, and all you have to do is click on this sessions. All of our indicators, all of the official indicators are made by Rob Minty. All right, so just click on the session, Asian session range boxes here, and it'll go ahead and produce these specific indicators for you. All right, this basically breaks down the London, Asian, and New York sessions for the trade setups that we look for. Now, if you actually go into the settings of this indicator, all right, you're going to find the support and resistance that I use. And so what is that? So the support and resistance that I use for our strategy is basically previous days high and low. I also use last week's high and low, and I use this week's high and low. So essentially you'll start to see that there are lines that are starting to appear on the chart. You see them just appear here. So just to make sure you can see what I'm talking about here, let me go back to them. If I take off this show previous days high and low, one set of lines will go away. There it is. If I take away the show last week's high and low, then the other line will go away, obviously showing or identifying for you last week's high and low. And then finally this week's high and low, same thing, it'll disappear. So the support and resistance that I'm using specifically for our strategy correlates to everything that we care about or that we look for within our strategy. So we care about things like previous days high-low, previous week's high-low, this week's high-low. We care about these ranges because this is where market makers like to take price up to sometimes and actually spike price or stop hunt in that particular range, because that's where they can trap traders. All right, so these are the specific support and resistance lines that I use on my charts. Okay, again, you can put them on yourself if you like, and you'll have the label on there as well to tell you what they are. Okay, so once we put those, once we put them on, you could basically see that they are labeled, right? And so very simply, WH is weekly high, so this week's high. YH, yesterday's high. This one here, that's PWL, previous week's high. This one's yesterday's low. This one's the weekly low right now for this week, and then previous week's low is down here. All right, now you notice how these lines are only appearing on today's chart, meaning they're not showing on yesterday's, previous days, or anything like that. Because for me, I believe that the most important trading day is the day that you're trading. And so these lines I can basically use to help see if a pattern develops right at one of these structures. So for example, if price action wanted to essentially go up and make an M here for type 1, Well, it's making it at yesterday's high for this example, right? So this is a good place of structure where price would find rejection at. Okay, so you can use these lines as support and resistance lines, and this is the only thing that I use myself in form of support and resistance. Now I'm going to show you a good example that I just saw on pound USD, where if market makers wanted to do stop hunting today, let's say, and they wanted to take out traders or induce more traders, they had a pretty good opportunity to do so. Okay, and so what I mean is, like, today we had a really good type 3 that just happened in London for the London Open. And of course, I know we had PMI news this morning, but I want you guys to check this out. If you measure out from the top of the Asian range all the way to the high of this week so far, it's literally about 47, 48 pips. Okay, so it would have been really easy if market makers did not have enough orders or contracts essentially to go up and get people to go ahead and commit to going long. Okay, it would have been really easy to do that with this specific move right here. And I'm pretty sure they would have gone to this week's high where that line is. So that's how I use the actual structure of the lines. Okay, they're only meant to help in the sense of seeing if price action, if market makers want to take price action to certain levels. All right, so a good example here would be, let's say if this was going to be, let's say, a type 2 pattern, then I would probably expect market makers to also want to tap into yesterday's high. Okay, so the type 2 would be somewhere around this line here. Okay, so something of that particular nature is what I'm talking about in the sense of using these lines. All right, now if you go into replay mode, now here's a good example of what I'm talking about, because look what happened. Look what price did. It went all the way up, and where did it go to? It went to the previous day structure, also was previous week's high as well. So price action went, or market makers took price to yesterday's high, but also previous week's high, and then created the pattern to trade. Okay, so in these kind of situations, this is where these lines of previous structure, previous day structure, previous week structure is going to help you. Also, I found them very good areas to where I can use them as take profit points. So if the EMAs are not in your favor, meaning that you cannot use them as take profit points, then you can essentially use these lines also as take profit points, because they lead you directly to structure. All right. The important thing is to make sure that those, if you're going to use them as take profit points, that you're still meeting within your rules of 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio and things of that nature as well. All right. So support and resistance, yes, I do use them in this form and in this form only. Okay, so hopefully you can understand why they're there, and hopefully you can start using them yourself. And just watch price action, guys. Just watch it as you're looking at the charts. Watch the price action and see if any of the patterns go to where these lines are. Like, look, today the type 3, you didn't have the EMAs in your favor, but you had the lines that you could have used. It went to yesterday's low, previous week's low, and this week, this line created this week's low. So you could have taken this type 3 all the way down to structure. previous week's structure, yesterday's structure as a take profit. Okay, so hopefully you'll start incorporating these ideas into the strategy yourself if you haven't been doing so already. And I hope that this particular set of support and resistance that is solely based off of previous structures high, previous structures lows will help you in the future and in your trading. Guys, if you need any more help, join us on FXN Plus. It's available right now on fxntrading.com. You'll get a lot of different value from FXN Plus. For example, blueprint videos, 9 sessions, 14 hours long, over 100 hours right now of group session videos from the past 2 years. Over 100 hours we're up to right now on these sessions. You also get weekly sessions every Sunday. Ask as many questions as you want. I actually give a weekly analysis during those sessions, and I also give a midweek analysis that I put up on the website for everyone to see as well. You get access to the MT4 and MT5 indicators that everyone asked for. That's how you get access to them. Private group, trading plan, custom trading journal. I mean, everything you could possibly want is on FXN Plus. Guys, join us there. If you need any more help, we'll be more than happy to help you. We'll see you on FXN Plus.